What's up, everybody? Welcome to Gamescast, now episode 49, topic 1. I am Alex. This is our conversational gaming show, a show that for these summer months airs every single week, Tuesday and Thursday, where we talk about random topics in the gaming world, gaming stories that I find interesting. And for this video, I want to talk about a game that I find extremely interesting. We've been kind of going back through E3 and talking about some of the games that we're missing, what I think about certain games. We've had videos about Dead Island, Square Enix's Avengers game, a whole bunch of stuff, Rocksteady's game, and I want to do similar stuff over the next couple weeks as well. We got some fun, I think, Gamescast topics that I've written down that I want to talk about that I think would be really interesting. So for this one, I want to talk about Dreams, Media Molecule's Dreams, and the catastrophe, literally the catastrophe that that game and that studio is in. Now, here's the thing. I love Sony. I love PlayStation. I'm a PlayStation diehard. You know, I love Little Big Planet. So I'm not picking on Media Molecule. I'm not picking on Dreams. And I'm going to explain how I feel about Dreams as well. I just am tired of what they've done with this game and this studio. Sony thrives because of mainly one thing when it comes to exclusive first-party studios. It's that they allow freedom. They allow freedom for the studios to do what they want. They give them access to whatever they want, and they say, make the best game that you can possibly make. Sure, I'm sure they've shot down things from studios before. Sure, I'm sure they've, not bought in studios or rejected ideas from studios and things like that. That's a business call. You need to do that. There needs to be checks and balances. Everybody at Sony's trying to make the best game that they can. I don't know how this got through. I don't know how this studio continues to be the way it is. Little Big Planet, yes, was a revolutionary game. Okay, I remember when Little Big Planet was coming out. It was a big thing. People loved it, and those games got bigger and bigger. Really, after Little Big Planet 2, though, the game kind of dropped off. There was one for the Vita. There was a Little Big Planet 3, but it wasn't made by Media Molecule. So it suffered a drop. The magic of literally being able to create whatever you want was there, but after it reached its initial, oh my God, this is actually really amazing. And again, I'm not saying it wasn't. It was awesome. I remember going over to my grandmother's and playing this game with Tyler when his nieces and nephews would come back from Vegas. I remember playing this game with them and playing community-made levels. It was so much fun. I want that again. To be honest, I would have taken a Little Big Planet 4 from Media Molecule and called it a day. I would have been fine with that. Dreams is a bold step, and it's a bold thing to do. I give Media Molecule a ton of credit because Dreams is everything Little Big Planet is and then much more. It is literally a game about creating anything that you can possibly think of, okay? And that is revolutionary. That's never been done. And when you watch gameplay and you watch them talk about their game and show off their game, which they've done a couple times, it's pretty darn awesome. Being able to literally affect the sky, affect the lighting, affect how you create things, anything, literally. I mean, the amount of filters and customization in terms of browsers and all these menus in the game is insane. It's insane. We've never seen anything like it. But there's checks and balance. There's pros and cons to this because while it is revolutionary and while it is something that I think if it ever released, people would really have fun with it and I think make some fantastic things, the wait and the anticipation and the struggles and the delays are not worth it. It's come where the cons just outweigh the pros massively. This game last year was stated that it was a fall 2018 game. They sat them on the couch, if you remember at PSX, they sat them on the couch and they said, when is this game coming out? And they said fall 2018. There is a beta coming out in fall of 2018. That's pathetic, okay? That's absolutely pathetic. We need this game. We needed the game to come out a year and a half ago, realistically. It is at least a year to 2 years past its expiration date in terms of on people's mind. I don't think the population cares. And Little Big Planet, while very popular, wasn't that popular. We're not talking about Uncharted. We're not talking about God of War. We're not talking about anything like that. We're talking about a game that's very popular, but sold in the next tier down from the big Sony exclusives. A tier that the company shouldn't get this much leeway to be part of. Okay, it's gotten to the point where I cannot believe Sony hasn't just walked in and said, what? And I'm sure they have. Here's the thing. I'm sure this has happened. What are you doing? What is going on here? You guys have been working on this game for 5, 6+ years. Where's the game? We keep giving you money, we keep giving you time, and the game's not out yet. People at this point, I don't really think care. I really don't. That's not to say when this game doesn't come out, do I think it won't be cool. Because here's the thing, when the game does come out, I think it is going to work. Their games generally are a ton of fun and creative masterpieces. That's what they are. That's what Media Molecule is good at. So when the game comes out, I'm sure it'll be user-friendly, it'll be easy to make things, it'll be fun to make things, and you playing other people's worlds and imaginations is going to be really, really awesome. That would have been awesome 2 years ago. That would have been awesome when people actually cared. I just feel like it's gotten to the point where when it comes out, it's going to feel like all that stuff, but a majority of people have already checked out. I really don't think there's a high amount of people that really care about this game anymore. I want to see this game. I'm not a believer, and I'm not somebody who's going to flat out say, no, I'm not going to buy it. For a $60 game, they are pushing it. And it, for me, greatly depends on when this game is coming out. But with there only being a beta in the fall, I can't imagine this game coming out before March, April, May of 2019. And is it going to conflict with games like Days Gone or The Last of Us Part 2? Or if it comes out next fall of 2019, we know that the falls are busy times for gaming. We know there's like 7, 8, 9 big games every fall that can probably take up your entire life, just one of them. So, Dreams doesn't do enough to me to put it above any of those things. If it came out this fall, for example, there's like 8 huge games this fall, 8 or 9. I wouldn't play Dreams over any one of them. So that's a problem, and I think that's a problem that a lot of people are going to have when Dreams actually comes out. And again, I just feel like it's past its expiration date. The pros of how creative this game is, I'm not saying it's not smart. I'm not saying it's not creative. I'm not saying it's even not going to be a good game. I think it's going to be all 3 of those things. But the pros do not outweigh the cons. The cons is that this has gone on too long. It's a joke, actually. It's a running joke that where is Dreams? Is Dreams ever coming out? What's going on there? That's a reoccurring joke in the PlayStation community, and that's a terrible, terrible thing. That shouldn't happen. And I'm sure Media Molecule feels it. I'm sure Sony feels it, and I'm sure they just want to get this past them. I don't know what comes next for Media Molecule after this. I imagine Dreams comes out and Sony's like, all right, that, you blew that opportunity, so now get to work on your next game. We want it out in 2.5 years. Like, I don't know what happens. Maybe that is what happens next. Maybe they've already talked about that. Maybe Media Molecule is already working on another game, because I don't think you can let this stuff fly. That'd be like if Kojima's game came out after like 7 years and it wasn't good, and not nearly enough people actually bought it. And then, obviously that would be a problem. You'd have to go to him and go to his studio and say, like, this isn't what we expected. We need you to do better. We didn't pay you all this money to do that. That's what this basically is, just for Media Molecule. Not everything at Sony and PlayStation's first-party studios is perfect. It's just not, and this is a good example of that. So let me know in the comments below, guys, what do you think about Dreams? When is it coming out? And what do you think about it in general? Can it ever live up to any expectations it ever had? Let me know. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Podcast Now. Again, these Gamescast episodes come out every single week, Tuesday and Thursday. So Thursday, we'll have a brand new topic for you, and we hope to see you guys there.